Okay, because this is
Okay.
so. Can you
So,
like from beginning again, please? Please.
yes, okay.
Yes, thank you.
So I would like to, because it's a good memory for everybody.
Yeah.
Mostly the people doesn't know this, you know.
Hmm.
And I'm telling you, I witnessed. I was 7 years old, and I remember it. You know, when I was a sound meditation initiate by master, I was 6 years old. So we were 6 kids at that time. Sound meditation only, Azur used to give. So he was sick, and we come to know that he's sick. We used to go in the dera every weekend with my father and mother, and then come back. And on 2nd April morning, the news came, sad news came in dera, first time that Master Hazur left body, you know. So nobody could even dream that Hazur will pass away. Never. It happened that everybody was like loud cries in the dera, you know. And I heard one loud, very fearful cry of a lady. And later I came to know she was Bibi Laju. And I remember when Hazur was brought from upper story, from the stairs downward on the ground, there was a board of wood lying on the floor, and the bed was very nice on that. And they put Hazur's over that board and put them lie down. And there was only one pillow at his head. And Hazur was looking like, I remember, like smiling. And the face was red. And he was closing eyes and lie down. And people were having darshan and crying, loud, you know. And my father was sitting at the head side of Hazur. And he asked one Sivadar, bring one more pillow for Hazur so that Sangat can have a good darshan. So the Sivadar brought the other pillow, and my father took the head up and put the pillow under. Then the time came when the four people, two were his grandson, one was his son, and the other was his Sivadar Master Kirpal, Sant Kirpal Singh. They hold the board like this, you know, and they were ready to take him for cremation. And the people, instead of throwing the flowers on his body, they were throwing the money, the coins. And one coin in those days was called penny, made of copper, came to my mom's, and my mom put the scarf like that, and it came in there. And she kept that that coin for a long time. You know, I have seen that coin too. So then the people started walking for his cremation. And so many people in those days, I don't know from where the people came like that. And very crowd over there, all over. The people are still coming through the fields, through the villages, and everybody was crying. There was only voice, sound was coming all around crying. And they took the Master Hazur's bed by the bank of the river, and the river was in those days very close, like half mile, you can say, not even a mile. And they put the bed over there by the bank of the river. They all sat for meditation. And then they prayed for the master. and then cremate him with the fire. And I can't explain that the fire was burning and body was inside. And it took like 1 hour. People were standing, nobody was sitting. And my father was holding my finger. My mother was having my younger brother on the lap, and my younger sister was also, my mom was holding her finger. We were standing very close to that fire. You can see like 500 miles away because children. And after 2 hours, people, when everything was, the body became turned into ashes, into coils. Coils were red and burning at that time in there. And everybody sat down and then again sat on the meditation for half an hour. And then everybody was allowed to go back. Only Hazur's sons, grandsons, other relatives were sitting over there. And they sat like 2 days over there until the ashes were cold. After 4 days, everybody was invited to come over there. Me, my dad, parents, we also went over there. Then all the ashes and the flowers of Hazur were put in a bag, red bag, and then they put in a pitcher, like pitcher in India. They put in there, the flowers put in there, and the ashes were in a bag. They tied it, and the relatives, they threw those in the running water of the Byas river. And then again, we people sat over there and did meditation for a long time. And at least we sat over there like 1 or maybe more than that. I don't remember the time now, but it was a long time for us. Then we came back. And later we came to know Bibi Laju was crying so bad. She was not. And for 2 days, people didn't eat anything. No food. Langar was ready. They were calling people, come on, take the food, drink the tea. Nobody was ready to take the food over there in the langar. So we stayed there one night over there too. But nobody ate the langar as far as I remember. So later we came back at home, and the days were going very sad and sad. So this was the Hazur left body, made everybody sad. And that Vyas, which are full of bliss, it became in a sorrows and sad. And later everything comes good. And then I think my other brothers, sisters want to say something. Today I only remember what happened at that day. That's why I started with this topic. So otherwise, so many stories of Hazurs are there. We cannot compete. If you have time, I can tell one more.
Sure, yes. We have time. Yeah, we do.
Okay, that will not take much time. It is a way when the building was ready to construct the building of Dera. And Bibi Laju told me that Hazur, the Dera, the design of Dera is all made within Hazur's own consciousness. So he made that design, and the Dera is constructed according to his Hazur's image. So Hazur was building over there, and the seva was very important. So the people were offering or ladies were offering their ornaments, and money was coming because it was a big building, as Hazur told them, showed the map. And the money and the ornaments were putting on the cot. Cot, little bed type in India.
Oh, that is,
And they were putting on that. And it was like a heap, big heap on the. So there was one man who was supposed to robbing the people, Satsangi, who were on their way to Vyas Dera. Because in those days, the way was very lonely. I told the dusty road and like a forest, trees were over there. And that man used to rob the people, Satsangi, who were going to there. And when the news came to him that Dera is being built and people were offering the jewelry and everything, and then he was working under his boss who was sending him to rob the money and bring him to back. So he was sent in a Vyas Dera. Somehow he should rob that money, which is so much over there. That's a good chance. So he went over there. When he went over there, he saw the cot lying in a house in an open yard, and some children are playing over there. Nobody was watching. Nobody was a guide over there. Nobody was gatekeeper over there. And he, this robber, very surprised what kind of this guru is. They don't need any protection for that, so much money. So he, see, Hazur was creating everything in his mind. So he said, let's me go to see who is the master. So Hazur was doing satsang at that time, like 2 years away, and nobody was close to the jewelry. Everybody was sitting in the satsang. Only children were playing around. So he went to see Hazur, and he was hiding himself, and he was standing behind a tree at the back of the satsang and watching and listening. And Hazur was talking about sound in the satsang. He said, this sound at that time, Hazur was, this sound, inner sound, it comes to everybody. If somebody is a child, or young man, or old man, or a thief, or a robber. When he said robber, his finger was direct to that tree. He said, or he is a robber, like that, on that tree where he was hiding behind. So he told these 3 words repeated 3 times and put his finger 3 times on that man, the robber. And he was surprised. He knows it, that I have come to rob the money. So he was very surprised like that. So when the satsang ended, he went and he touched the feet of Hazur. He said, do you know who am I? So please excuse me. It is not my fault. I came like that. Hazur said, from where are you? Then he told the whole story. My boss sent this and I robbed and this and that. Everything he admitted before the master. So he said, I want to get rid of this profession. I don't want to do anything, any service under my boss. No, you keep me here. So Hazur said, okay, what profession you do, for other profession you do for your boss? He said, I am an electrician. I prepare the electricity. I repair his cars engines, his trucks engines. So Hazur said, I need you here. There was no electricity in Dera. And the first time electricity was arranged by this man, Robert. And then he said, yes, sorry. So he said, Hazur said, then now you are taking care of my car too. It is always stop on the way when I travel. So you are my driver now, from now.
Wow.
He said, what will you do from my children? And my wife is living in their village where my boss lives. He will give any harm to my family. He said, tonight you go bring your family here. You will be given here to place for living. So he went at night and like that, and he was appointed driver of Hazur. Electricity was, every arrangement was done by him. And his name was Shadi. Everybody knows the Shadi, driver of Hazur. From that day till evening, till his end, you know. So this is the greatness of our masters, that's why we love them and we remember them. That's what the grace always goes and goes. Thank you, everybody.
One more story. We have time. You have another story?
Yeah.
One more.
No, my brothers and sisters are sitting too.
They want one more story sitting here. They're asking if you could. Please.
Okay. So there's an interesting story, real story with my dad. My dad was police inspector on the gas station. And they in the village, in Vyas village, the dera was also in Vyas, but it was like 3-5 miles away in the very, very outside, you know. And that was the village where my father was posted. So there was a a man came who was considered a murderer of his elder brother. So police had to arrest, you know. And then he was saying, I didn't kill. You know, my brother came to my home to fight with me for a piece of land. He wanted that land from me. And he brought a knife for me to kill me. So when he showed me knife and I held his knife like this. And with this force, the knife went to his neck. So he died. So that is not so he was proving. So my father and the police, they were supposed to take him to the district court, Amritsar, in the police bus. So in those days, there were no iron handcuffs. So they handcuffs in the rope in the front like this, you know. So they made him sit at the back seat of the bus by the door, and the two constables sat with him. My dad sat with the driver. They have to take care of front and back when they are taking some culprit. So as soon as the bus started, and the culprit with the rope put in the handle of the door, and handle was like that, door was opened and he jumped out. When he jumped out, it took like 5 minutes to stop the bus. Within 5 minutes, he ran in the fields, and the sugarcane fields belonged to Dera. And he was running in the fields, and the police and my father was chasing him from the fields, then the cornfields, sugar fields, and he was so running fast, and they were chasing like 5 minutes is too much difference, you know, to catch the thief. So in those days, there was no fence around the Dera. So he went in the Dera. Now the interesting thing, Hazur is standing in between the door, putting his leg in this side and in this side, and the hand like this in the door, and he's talking to this, the late Rajpuri. Hazur was talking at that time, the father of Ishwarpur. And this culprit was running fast, running, and he was so fast, looking place for hiding, and he went under the legs of Hazur and went inside. You can imagine. And Hazur is still talking. He went inside and hid himself under the bed of Hazur, where the Bibi was sitting in, Bibi Raj was sitting in a room. He said, what happened? He said, stop. So when my father, police came chasing, they saw Hazur standing in the same position. My father asked the Hazur, if somebody went inside because the culprit ran away and my life and my job is in danger, we are looking for him, Hazur, if you have seen him. Hazur said, the way he went in, you can also go in that way. As he went in, you also follow him, you also go in that way. Means he went under my legs, you can go and see. But my father could not imagine that what he is saying. So he was so ashamed that why I asked Hazur, because he's making joke with me, the position Hazur is standing, how he can go in, you know. So he left Hazur after holding his hands, and after getting forgiveness, he went to look for the culprit around the Vyas bank and everywhere. They couldn't find him because now the Hazur went in after that. And he sat on his bed, as Bibi Laju told me what happened. And when Hazur sat on the bed, he said, come out. What is your problem? So he came out and he told the whole story, the reality that I didn't murder, you know, they were going to take me in a hanging punishment them, you know, I didn't do that. So Hazur asked, which cell you like? Do you like that cell or do you like cell here, which I am going to give you? So culprit said, I want your cell. Then Hazur arranged one room in the building where he was living. There was a yard like that, some rooms for Sevadar, and he was given one room and he was always under the supervision of the Sevadar. Don't let him go out, Hazur said. Give him food here, everything here, you know. For 6 months he was there and Hazur initiated him. And my father was transferred from Vyas as a punishment to the city civil line. Is just like a punishment, very hard job over there. And the family, we all moved to Amritsar. And my father's 50% salary was cut by the government as a punishment. So after 6 months, my father got 2 days for vacation. And he said, no, I should go to Dera to tell Hazur how long it will go, you know. When he went and Hazur was doing satsang, and he sat in the front. Police station recognized their culprits, you know, whatever they form. So my father said, I saw the same man is standing behind Hazur. He's fanning, hand fan, like this. And Hazur is doing satsang, and the culprit is fanning. And my father said, I was looking into his eyes as suspicion, and he was recognizing me, and he was looking into my eyes. So I recognized him, you know. So how is it possible that? So after satsang, my dad said, I went to Hazur. I said, how it happened, you know. Hazur said, he's a big karma, and you are saved. If this man is not at all guilty, if he was given like a death punishment, that was a big sin for you to misunderstand the person. So now your karmas are all complete. He is saved, and now everything is going to be good for you. So my father said, I went to home in Amritsar, and second day I got the letter. You are promoted, and you are again, your transfer is gone to the Vyas at the same position. and your money for 6 months, for 50% is coming back to you. So this is our home story with Hazur.
Thank you. Thank you.
So many miracles, maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We see, Nick, can you stop recording?